All right. So, in honor of New York, I'm wearing my I Love New York shirt. Four things I want to touch on. Um, One, on the Dr. Fauci that keeps coming on the weekend talk shows and contradicts everything that the administration puts out. Of course, he says something different. And this guy is a deep state plant. Um, he's a Clinton loyalist. Um, and Trump is his whole presidency, from the day he came down that escalator, when he put his hand on the Bible, to today, he has been surrounded by people who don't want him to succeed. And his demise ultimately would be these people, the media, the people, the Obama holdovers, all these activist judges, all these deep state bureaucrats, this virus, the economy. All of this works against him. If it was any other man, I don't know, maybe they would have, not handled it so well. If he loses in November, I would definitely say that the 200-year plus experiment of America is over. I think we already reached the pinnacle of where our society has apex. I think now we're on the slope down. I think America will divide inward, and then in the next 10 to 20 years, we will see a social collapse, almost like Venezuela. But it took Venezuela like 50 years. So I would say in the next 10 to 20 years, America will collapse. And the destruction of America started with this virus. And the media, the split within the country from between the Democrats and the deep state ideology of the millennials, and just like the far right people, we're just so cracked and divided that we have already, I think at some point after Obama was elected president, we started seeing that America was on a slow downward decline. And I think, should Trump be removed from office or lose in November, that automatically will set us on a downward. The country will definitely not won't last any longer as America one, because our constitutional rights are gone. That has been demonstrated now. If you think that after this pandemic is done, that they want to go back to normal, once you give somebody power, they don't want to give it back. And I think the people willingly gave power to the government, of course, in the guise of like, you're going to help us get over this virus, when it should have been the will of the people that should decide. Now, from what I see about the culturally in America, is that we have no interest in trying to help each other. There are a few exceptions. Those are exceptions. That's not the rule. There are far more bad people than there are good people. The good people should get together and form a country of their own. I think you know, Texas, states like, um, Montana, Wyoming, maybe Idaho, the Dakotas. I think because they're going to be landlocked and they're going to be surrounded by states that are just radical, and they're not going to hold the Constitution. They're not going to respect the laws of the Constitution. They're not going to respect the doctrine, we the people. You want to talk about like states like Colorado, Nevada, uh, Illinois, California. These states are never going back to the way America was intended to be. They want to be. They want socialists, so they're going to become socialist states. And this has given them this virus has given them the green light to go ahead and do that. And so all the rights you thought you had prior to this are definitely now gone. That's just one. Two is the media. The media is no longer a source of information as more as a source of indoctrination. Okay? There's nothing that comes out of the media that tells me that gives me information that's going to better my life. All I hear from them is negative. They're as worse than they're as bad as the conspiracy theorists. And there's no more news. I don't know what's going on. There's no news whatsoever. It's 24-hour propaganda. It's 24-hour Orange Man bad. Nothing else. If you could just turn it off, and 5 hours later turn it on, the subject is still the same. There's no news going on. At least from the top news agencies, which I don't know how they're still making money. I think the citizen news, the news like that citizens are putting out, is more reliable than the fake news I get from these major networks, which I don't know. It's not news anymore. It's just full with opinion and propaganda and sensationalism. That's another thing. So, you keep watching if you want, but I definitely don't think there's anything positive to come of that. 3 is this thing about mitigation. If we would have stepped up earlier. I talked about this yesterday. Just a couple of weeks ago, they found out that this virus lasts 3 hours in the air, and they just recently found out that it can project up to 14 feet. Okay? Not a week ago, they said, oh, you can transfer it on your shoes. A month ago, they said it's on packaging. What mitigation? You didn't even say that. When you first came out, all you said was wash your hands and keep your hands away from your face because of droplets. Now you got a whole bunch of rules. The thing I read an article says it's in gas and farts. I mean, how do you mitigate that? I mean, what if somebody has a mask, has gloves, looking this way, and then farts? Now you got coronavirus. They didn't spit on you. They didn't talk to you. They didn't sneeze. They didn't cough. What mitigation factors? Okay. Now, other than telling people just completely stay away from each other, and they're just having everybody isolate, Americans are never going to go for that. Americans are stupid. First of all, we've become a lot dumber. So no one's going to listen to that. And to compare us to New Zealand, those people in New Zealand, whatever they tell you about that prime minister, she's pretty much a socialist. But that country is definitely a country that loves itself. That people love their country. Unlike Americans who are always getting on TV and saying that they hate America, those people love their country. So they listened to that lady and they followed every step she said. They stayed home. Now, since America hate orange men, they're not going to stay home because they don't care what he has to say. So that's the problem with mitigation factors. If we would have taken mitigation factors earlier, it would have never worked. It wouldn't have made a difference. That's that. 4, celebrities. Hey, you're back at it, you stupid ass. I could tell you, I think they're the most useless people on the planet. If they would just shut up, there would be. I think I would respect them more. But because they have to always have something to say, and they do nothing. They do nothing. They use their fame to have a platform to say nothing. I mean, you're useless. Shut up. Nobody cares what you got to say. I mean, the people who listen to them are fat people who have Coke and Pepsi and drink them out like this. They're the ones at Walmart getting 10 pallets of toilet paper and buying up all the hand sanitizer. And the ones on the automatic carts. That's their people who follow them. Okay? Now, I don't care about celebrities. So shut up. I'm tired of you, especially Barbara Streisand. She's the worst. Her life, her best years are way behind her. Her best years were 30 years ago, and the ones that coming forward, she's like going senile or something. I don't know, but anyway, I'm just done with celebrities. I don't care what they got to say. They make too much money for nothing. They don't do anything. The people who should be making the money are the people who are in the hospitals in the front line, doctors, scientists, police officers, firefighters. They're the ones that should be getting the big contracts, not actors, not athletes, not entertainers, not late night talk shows, none of them. Anyway, that's my say. Come back to you.